All right, welcome everyone to Tech Thursday. Today we are talking about how to increase your income with referrals. So I think this is really great, especially as new agents. If you don't feel like you have a lot of people to reach out to in your database to call, this can be a great way to kind of branch out from your typical potential clients and actually reach out to people in other cities and other places where you may have lived before. You have friends that moved away. And also a great way for you to reach out and network with other Keller Williams agents too and increase your business that way. So I'm going to actually start in Connect today, which is a little different. Most of our Tech Thursday classes actually start in Command, but today we are going to be starting in Connect. So the first thing I want to do, you'll see there is a referrals button right here. We will get to that in a minute, but first I want to make sure that we have our profile up to date in Connect. So this is different from your Command profile. We do start most Tech Thursday classes in Command and then updating our marketing profile, but this is your Connect profile. So I'm going to click my face right here and then click my profile. And then you can see this is what my profile looks like. There's not a ton of information, but I'm going to click edit my profile. So you may have noticed, actually I'll go back to this other page, that there's this city skyline back here. I don't actually think I set that to this. I think this is just the default image, but it would be a great idea to have maybe a city skyline of your city or just the area that you work in or something that's got your specific brand on it. If you've got, a logo or something like that, whatever you use on your Facebook business page, cover page, that's something you could use here as well. Just one thing to note, the sizes are really specific on that. So if you hover over this I for information, required dimensions are 1,920 pixels by 313 pixels. So that is a really specific number. If you're having trouble finding a way to make your image that you want to use exactly that size, you can reach out to me, Kara Krogh at kw.com, or you could also send that image to support@scottleroymarketing.com, and either of us would be happy to help you get that image size correctly so you can put it on your profile. So here I've got my email address. This is the one that if I've got agents that find me on my Connect profile that I want them to reach out to. Same thing with my phone number, my mobile phone. So if you've got, this is my work cell phone and this is my personal cell phone. If you've got just one phone number, you could put that number twice. You could also use your office phone number. Seattle, or the service area, I just put Seattle. However, you can put whatever you want. You could put counties, cities. There's no requirement. It's just kind of a blank box that you can fill however you'd like. So if you want to list multiple counties or multiple cities, that's fine as well. Now here for bio, I do have this empty, and that is a big no-no. So I'm not going to take the time to write a bio today. I do want you guys to all write a bio and include that on here at some point, because I'm going to show you what it looks like when you go search for a referral partner in Command. And me personally, when I have gone searching for referral partners, I would be less likely to choose someone that doesn't have a bio written about them, because before I call them or reach out to them, or before I send them a referral, I want to know a little bit about who they are and what industry they come from. And, I just want to know a little bit about them. So this is kind of where you get that opportunity to write a little bit about you. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I already have a bio. I have it on my Facebook business page. I have it on my KW Command marketing profile. Well, one thing that's different about this bio is that this is only for Keller Williams agents and associates. So market center staff, or other agents from other cities that might be sending you a referral. This is just for agents to see. So it's not for, it's not consumer facing profile. So the things that you share on here might actually be a little bit different. You might use a little bit more industry terms, etc. Something to keep in mind. I just realized I'm missing my S there. So this actually is where you would put all of your social media links. You do want to include this HTTPS part right here. The best way to do that is actually just go to these profiles and then copy the link from the site and then paste it on here. There are just some issues that kind of come up sometimes if it doesn't include this beginning part. And then you can also put some tags on here too. So these are custom tags, meaning you kind of decide what you want to tag things. But if agents go looking for a referral partner that specializes in luxury, for example, you might want to put that on here. Actually, I don't know how to spell luxury. So for me, I put MCTT, Market Center Tech Trainer, ASC, Seattle, just whatever you want to put here. It's up to you. The more tags you put, the more likely it is that someone will find you. So that's a kind of good reason to think of a lot of things and put tags on there. So I've got my primary market center here, North Seattle. If you are a member of more than one market center, you do have to choose one for this profile. So you could either choose the one that you do the most business at, or maybe choose just whatever one that you like the branding of the most or something like that. But you do, unfortunately, you have to choose one. You can't have two be your primary. And now here's where you'll set your email frequency. So this will be when you'll get updates. And I actually prefer to have this set as send me a notification for each update. And the reason for that is a majority of the referrals that come through this platform have a 24-hour deadline. So if you're getting weekly updates, you may miss a referral that was sent to you or broadcasted in your area, and you're going to miss out on that opportunity. So getting those notifications daily, I think is, or at least daily, but also just as they come, I think is the best move. And then you can also decide here by toggling these various buttons what you'd like to show on your profile. So although I am a licensed agent, I don't have a ton of production because I work mostly in the leadership side. So I'm actually choosing to leave my production off of my profile. I have been with Keller Williams for almost 3 years, so I think that's something to brag about. I will definitely share that on my profile. But these are things you can kind of decide, do you want to share this information with other Keller Williams associates or not? If I had multiple languages, I would definitely want to show that on my profile. Any certain specializations, whether that's, commercial, luxury, whatever, I could show that as well. Your time in real estate. So maybe you've only been with Keller Williams for a few years, but you've been in real estate for a long time. That would be a good reason to show this one as well. And then I'll click update. So whatever changes that I made on that, I will be able to see reflected when I go back to my profile. And this will also be, we're going to see some other people's profiles today. So this will also be what other people will see about you when they go to look at potentially giving you a referral. So now let's go ahead and get started talking about referrals. We're going to go to this referral button right here. Now you can do referrals in KW Connect or in Command. I would much prefer doing them in Command. There actually are a lot of features in Command that they don't have in KW Connect, and I think they're actually going to be moving away from doing this in KW Connect. But I wanted you guys to be aware that this system is available in both sites and kind of have an idea of how to use them in both sites too. So right here, I've got my referral network. I have 148 agents in my network. The way you can think about that referral network is kind of like your friends on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is obviously a business site more so than Facebook. So a lot of times when people are connecting with you on LinkedIn, it's because of a potential job opportunity or something like that. This is kind of like that too. But just because someone friends you on LinkedIn doesn't mean that they have an opportunity for you. It just means that you guys are going to be connected so that if an opportunity shows up one way or the other, that you will be more likely to be top of mind to them. And they can see kind of like updates of, your production and things like that on here too. So this is kind of a similar way to look at that. If someone sends you a referral connection request, don't feel like you have to not accept it unless you have a referral for them, or just because they're sending you the request, that means they have a referral for you. They just want to be your friend. They just want to connect with you. So I can also see my pending invitations here. So this would be, I've got 2 that are outbound, so 2 that I've sent out recently. I've got none that are inbound. I pretty much just, if anyone wants to connect with me on the referral network, I will accept them. So any of you guys on this call, if you'd like to add me to your referral network, I would be so honored to be on there with you. Now, if you want to grow your network, you can click this button right here, and then you can type by city or postal code. You can also just zoom in on the map. So let's look in Charlotte, North Carolina. And there's actually a really fun feature that you can use in Command that I would say before I start adding to my referral network, I'm going to do that step first, but they don't have that feature here. So we're going to just move on without it. So nothing is really popping up yet because I'm a little too far zoomed out. If I keep zooming in, there we go. If I keep zooming in, I'll start to see these dots. So these dots, I used to think they were agents, like Keller Williams agents. I actually found out recently, these are transactions. So these are Keller Williams transactions, things that have transacted in those areas. So I can keep on zooming in. And if I click one of these dots, just keep going, I can see like who's doing the business in that area. So right here, I've got Trent Corbin. I've got his personal cell phone number, his email address. I can also see how many units he's closed, how many listings he's sold, how many buy sides. So if I have friends or family in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, then I would maybe want to connect with Trent. Or if I know that there's a lot of people coming from Charlotte to Seattle or people from Seattle going to Charlotte, Trent might be a good person to connect with. So I will just add him to my referral network. I think it's a great idea to add a personalized message. This doesn't need to be changed with every single person that you add to your network. You could just create one generic message, talks a little bit about you, basically why connecting with them would be a great mutually beneficial relationship. Like, I'm a terrific agent in the Seattle area and I'm looking to connect with some referral partners in your area. So, you know, we can form a mutually beneficial relationship together or whatever you want to say. But that's something you could easily come up with something good, copy it and paste it into each of these invitations that you send. So we're going to send Trent an invitation. Oh, that's a referral request. Let's go back. Invite to my network, send invitation. And then I guess it just opts to have me send him a referral if I'd like, but I'm not going to do that today. I could also switch to a different agent from here as well. And that's basically that for the command or for the connect portion. Like I said, the command portion has a lot more features, which I really like. So let's go ahead and move on to there, because basically anything you can do here in Connect, you can also do in Command and more. All right, so here I went into Command. So this is just agent.kw.com. And then I can float over these icons to see what they all are, although it doesn't seem to be doing it for me today. Or I can click this red KW at the top and then I'll just expand that menu so I can see what's what. But this little guy looks like a point on a map, but with a person on it. That's referrals. So I'm going to click that. And this will take me to my referral dashboard. So this is basically just an overview of everything that I've got going on in referrals. So I can see my whole referral network. I can track referrals. I can grow my network. I can see, you know, how many pending referral partner invites I have, if I have any pending referrals, any received referrals, and any sent referrals. Anyone from my network, I can search for using this search box, and then I can easily send them a referral using this send a referral button. I can also go to my network on this page, and then it just kind of fills up the whole screen. with my network. I can search for someone's name, like let's say Tiana Baker is in my referral network. Or I could search for a city, like Charlotte, North Carolina. I've got 3 agents that I'm in network with in that city. And then if I would like to send a referral to that person, I can click this send referral button here. And we'll talk more about sending referrals in a minute, but you can also expand this person's profile as well. And you can create private notes. So actually Alicia was a Keller Williams Seattle agent. And then she moved to North Carolina. So I can make that note and then save it just so I remember that later. And Alicia doesn't see this note. This is a private note. It's just for me. I can see how many transactions she's done in the last 12 months, her average deal size, and her sales volume in the last 12 months. I can also see her direct contact information, her phone number, her email address. And then this referral statistics over here, I think this box showed up sometime over the summer. Looks like it's coming soon, TBD, when that will happen. And it actually looks the same in Command too. So if I go back to Connect and I go to, let's see, my referral network. So this also says referral statistics coming soon here too. So those are things you can do on both platforms. Now, let's say I want to grow my referral network. So I do have 148 referral partners, but I want to get to 200 because why not? Let's add more. I can click this Grow My Network button, and that'll actually just take me to the map portion up here at the top. The map is probably my favorite aspect of this whole platform. I really like the map. And one thing I like the most too is one way that I can search on the map is actually by referral patterns. So I can look at my network on here, which is kind of cool too. I can see where all the agents are out of those 148 agents that I'm connected with. I can see where they are in the country, which also can show me, where I've got gaps. If I know I should be connected with more people in Nevada, I only have 3 right now. So I probably want to add some more people, but that's kind of cool. You can see their faces. And now another thing you can do is you can look at referral patterns. This is probably my favorite command feature just because it's really, or favorite referral in command feature because it's really interesting. So you do need to put a city in here. So let's put Seattle because we're all in the Seattle area. And then this actually will show, so right now I've got outgoing referrals. So where are people moving from Seattle to? And you can see a lot of people are moving to the burbs, to Anchorage, the Seattle suburbs, or they are moving to sunnier places like Hawaii, like Texas, like Arizona, like Spokane. So it would be really smart if I'm trying to grow my referral network to partner with some of these people. But also I can look at where are people coming from to Seattle. And I want to partner with these people as well. And this would be a great opportunity for you if you partner with anyone in any of these cities to be touching base with them on a regular basis, making sure that they are remembering you. So when they have that client that says, I need to sell my house, I'm moving to Seattle, that you're the agent that comes to mind. And one way that you can do that is through smart plans. So we're going to touch on that for just a second and then hop back into referrals. But let's say first, where do I not really have any referral partners? Oops. Don't think I really have anyone in Utah. So let's go click Utah. And now I can see where these referrals are coming from. And then I can find agents in this area that I want to partner with. So let's look at production. Just a moment. So like I said before, when these dots pop up, these are going to be the transactions. So they're not agents, which is what I had originally thought that they were. They're actually the individual transactions that took place in the city. So if I know, for example, that I have someone that's looking to buy or sell in a very specific neighborhood, I could actually pick the agent that has done the most business in that specific neighborhood, which is something that I'm sure you guys know all about specific neighborhoods in Seattle, but you might not know a lot about specific neighborhoods in other cities. So that's a really cool way to find it on the map and then see, you know, who is the expert in that market. So it looks like Pamela Bishop is at the top of this list, but keep in mind, this is actually set right now to sort random. I think this is mostly just out of the nature of fairness, but I don't want to be fair. I want to look and see who is selling the most. So I'm going to say closed units. I could do buy sides or sell sides, but in this case, when I'm just looking for a referral partner, I want to see who's talking to the most people. Because the more people that this person is talking to, the more likely it is that they're going to come across someone that wants to move to Seattle. So it looks like Joshua Stern is a really good choice. I can learn more about Joshua by clicking his picture right here. Or his name, I think is what I clicked. Whenever I'm on Zoom, I think my internet goes extra slow. So this is actually going to pull up his profile. So that's kind of what I was telling you earlier about, that we want to make sure we have our marketing or our KW Connect profile up to date. Because if I were to click on this guy's profile and there's nothing on there and it's blank, I don't get an opportunity to really learn a lot about him. And I might move on to someone else that I can learn a little bit more about. Now, I'm a little old school in the sense that if I was going to send someone a referral, I'd probably want to call them and talk to them and get to know them that way too. But why not first read their bio and get to learn a little bit about them that way? So that's still loading. I can also click where it says the Stern team, and I can pull up some stats from their team. So it looks like there's 27 agents on his team. So no wonder he's sold $122 million in the last 12 months. So if I'm looking at his team, I could also see, you know, who handles the most buy sides on his team. That looks like Rick here. Who does the most listings? Maybe Jeremy. So if I didn't want to connect just with the Rainmaker and I wanted to connect with someone on his team, this would be a good way to do it. Or maybe I want to connect with everyone on his team. Let's see if this profile has loaded. Nope, still thinking. All right, we'll close out of that. Let's click his name again. All right. Well, we're moving on. So basically, you will get to see his profile on here if it ever loads. But in the meantime, I can check out all of his stats. So it really doesn't matter what it says on his profile in terms of, you know, buy sides, sell sides, whatever. I can also see all that stuff here. I can also see his direct contact information, his email, his phone number. So if I wanted to reach out to him directly, I can do that. And I can also add him to my referral network here. So once I do that, and I add people from all of these cities. So again, we're going back to where it says referral patterns. We're going to look at referral patterns from Seattle, Washington. I want to look at received because I'm looking to get some referrals for this one. So what a great use of your time to go through each of these cities and find 5 or 10 referral partners and add them to your network. Just to increase the likelihood that you're going to get a referral from one of these cities. If you want to increase that likelihood even more, set up something so you can reach out to those agents that you're connecting with in a systematic way. And so the way that you would do that is go to Smart Plans. This is Sierra's expertise over here. Go to Smart Plans, and then you can go to the library. So here in Smart Plans, and we have classes that Sierra has taught that teach a lot more in depth about Smart Plans. We're just going to cover it super brief today so you guys can kind of see what's available to you. So my Smart Plans would be Smart Plans that I'm currently utilizing or that I've saved. And then for library, I can actually search for new Smart Plans. So I'm going to search for referral. My internet is being so slow today, you guys. And I see Sierra put the link to our channel with all the videos in the chat. Thank you for that, Sierra. And my computer is frozen. Can you guys still hear me okay? Man, what is going on? My page is unresponsive.
It wouldn't be a Tech Thursday without some technical glitches.
It's fine. I feel like I talk so much in these classes where it's like an hour of just me nonstop talking that when I'm waiting for a page to load, it can be nice to just take a little break. All right, so now let's try this again. So we're looking for referral Smart Plans. Taking a little break, waiting for command to do its thing. Let's see if that guy's Connect profile ever popped up. Maybe this is what's throwing me off, is that it's thinking so hard on this page. So we'll just close that. And I truly don't think this is a command issue. I think this is my Wi-Fi issue. So sorry about that, you guys. Oh, here it goes. All right, you're thinking now. All right, we're here. Oh, no, it went away. Okay, so as you can see, we've got quite a few. It looks like there's 31 results where the word referral is in the name. So I looked at a couple of these before class, and a couple that I think look interesting are this 36 touch referral agent partners and this agent referrals right here. So the 36 touch one is very extra. I mean, it's 36 touches, but I think it's really great because what better way to stay top of mind with these people than, sorry, my computer is being crazy. Okay, and quit. Okay, what better way to stay top of mind with these people than to be reaching out to them 36 times? So here are basically the steps of the SMART plan. You're going to add them to the SMART plan, and you can tag every single person in your database that is an agent. You could apply this to all the agents in your database, or you could specially tag people in various cities, or you could specially tag people with referral SMART plan and then apply this to those people. But basically, the first touch task here is going to be follow this agent on Instagram, add them as a friend on Facebook, and like their Facebook business page. So you are going to be there supporting their business by liking them on those social media channels. Next thing, add tags to contact for a 12 by 12 monthly agent newsletter. So you could do that, have them on a monthly newsletter. You're going to delay 30 days and then send them a text message. And looks like they gave you 3 options for text messages that you could send. So I would say definitely personalize it in a way that makes it sound genuine and true to you. If you've connected text to your command, then it will actually send these texts out on your behalf. And that's something that Sierra covers in the Smart Plans class. But if you haven't done that, you can just send these texts manually, copy and paste. Here's one, just wanted to check in and see how businesses, the market here in Seattle is still crazy. How's the market been for you there? Then you're going to wait 4 days. And then it just reminds you to comment on an agent's post or picture. Well, you're following them already on all their social media channels. So why don't you send them a little comment, make sure you know you're interacting with them. Also, fun fact about social media, the more you comment on their stuff, the more likely you are to pop up in their news feed. So if you want to stay top of mind and you want them to see what you're doing in real estate or just see your face and remember who you are, comment on their stuff and like on their stuff, and then you'll be more likely to pop up on their feed. Then we're delaying it 26 days. And then another comment on an agent's post or picture, delaying 27 days. And then we're sending them another text. There's 4 examples for this one. So you can kind of pick and choose which one you'd like to do. Hey, contact first name. What's your experience been like with Keller Mortgage? Do you have any recommendations for Keller Mortgage reps that serve San Diego County? I don't know. We'll try another one probably. How about, hey, Sierra, I'm loving the new command features that KW rolled out. Have you been using command? Just small talk, basically, I think is what this is trying to say. It's like, send them a text with some kind of real estate related small talk. So if you wanted to use this, you would click add to Smart Plan, and then that would actually take the Smart Plan and it would move it from the library to your Smart Plans library. And you can tell that there's actually 146 agents that are currently using this Smart Plan and that it's got 5 stars. So people are finding it useful. I also really like this one, Agent Referrals. It's a quarterly referral partner update. So this is maybe one if you don't want to be reaching out 36 times over the course of this Smart Plan, but you just kind of want to reach out a little bit. You're kind of dipping your toes into using Smart Plans. This one is super simple. You send an email that says, hey, Brittany, hope you're doing well. I'm updating my quarterly agent referral partners. What areas are you currently serving, and do you plan on adding any other areas before the next quarter? Currently, my operation here in Seattle covers North Seattle, Northgate, Shoreline, downtown, whatever it is. Do you know of anyone in these areas that need assistance in the next 30 to 90 days? Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks. And then you put your name. So this would be a really great way to, you send this out once a quarter, and just a good way for you to kind of stay in touch with them. You are asking them for a response and just saying, I'm updating my referral partners. Here's my information, which is just kind of reminding them where you are and what you do. So that's just a couple ways on how you can use Smart Plans for your referral partners. Now let's send some referrals. That's the best part. Okay, so we're going to go back to referrals. Now, let's say we want to send a buyer referral. I feel like for brand new agents, you get that a lot, or at least that seems to be the most referral opportunities I feel like I have seen as an agent is buyer referrals in other cities. So like I mentioned in the very beginning of class, as a new agent, you might feel like you don't have a lot of people to reach out to. I mean, I personally have lived in 3 states. I'm from South Carolina originally. I lived in California for 3 years before moving to Seattle. So I've got friends all over. And I didn't come to Seattle. I moved to Seattle like 4 years ago, got my real estate license like a year later. I didn't have a lot of contacts here in the Seattle area, but I can still make calls. I can still reach out, make care calls, check in on people, and I can check in on people in those other cities too and remind them that I've got this huge referral network of agents that I know from all over the country. And if there's anything that they need real estate wise in Columbia, South Carolina, that I'd be happy to connect them. And of course, they don't need to know this, but I'm not doing it out of the kindness of my heart. I get a referral fee, obviously. So it's a great way for you to make some income without actually having to do the work of the transaction. So one way that I might want to do that is I can send a referral to someone that's already in my network. So we covered that a little bit earlier about how to add someone or how to search for someone in your referral network. Let's just look through here and see who I might want to find. I'm going to flip through some of these pages. And okay, here we go. Columbia, South Carolina. Perfect. Brenda Starnes. I went to high school with her niece, actually. Fun fact. So looks like she did 13 transactions in the last 12 months. Average price, $257,000. Sales volume in the last 12 months is 3.3 millions. So I'll just put in here, she's Chelsea's aunt. A little note for myself. Oh man, and I got signed out. That happens. So just signing back in. Oh, and I'm back at my referral network. Perfect. Thought it was going to take me to the home page. All right, Scott says, is there a way to do out of network referrals? So if you're talking about sending referrals to people that are not Keller Williams agents, yes, you can do that. You can pull a form from the MLS and you can send them the form via like Authentisign or something like that. If you're talking about sending referrals to people that you are not connected with, but they are Keller Williams agents, you can also send them referrals. And I'll talk a little bit more in a minute on how you can do that too. Does that answer your question, Scott? Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to Brenda Starnes. Okay. Oh, here's her profile. So that's nice. That other guy's profile wasn't showing up, but now this is basically what that looks like. So I can see that she has these roles in her market center. I've got her contact information here, some links to her social media profiles, and then what area she services as well. I can also see her, her volume here too. I'm so sorry that my internet is being so slow, you guys. I need a new computer. All right.
Put it on your Christmas list.
All right, so I was actually just creating a note on here when my command logged me out. So let's see if I can do that again. And I can also, as you can see, I can remove an agent. I don't see myself really ever doing that. I don't see a reason why I would want to do that, but that is an option as well. If you added someone by mistake and you don't want to be connected with them, or maybe you sent them a referral and you had a horrible experience. Hopefully that would never happen to anyone here, but Here we go. All right, so let's see if I can get this to work. All right, I want to send Brenda a referral. Waiting on my computer. Page is unresponsive. Oh, fabulous. There we go. So let's, instead of pulling up Brenda again, because I think you guys saw there was a place where you could send a referral right there. Let's just go to new referral. And I can actually just type in Brenda's name here. Perfect. So now I can choose if I'm sending her a buyer or seller. So if I was calling my friends from South Carolina and just saying like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What are you doing these days? Oh, me, I'm in real estate. You know, people love to talk real estate. If I find out that they just realize how low interest rates are and are finally ready to go buy their first house, then this would be a good time to send them to an agent that I know who can connect them with a lender, or, you know, answer any questions about first steps that are very specific to that area that she's based out of. So I would say, you know, a 25% referral fee, maybe a little bit more if I had helped out my friend, you know, get them connected to a lender and done a lot of those preliminary steps. And I knew that she was ready to go turn around and buy a house like this month. I might want to up that referral fee, but 25% is pretty industry standard. And then here's that part where I was saying earlier that most of these are sent with a 24-hour deadline. That's because 24-hour deadline is actually the default length of time. So you could increase that up or lower it. But just so you know, you can do that right here. Price minimum, price maximum. I can write some notes. I have up to 3,000 characters if I want to send her some information, send Brenda some information about my friend. And then I've got my client info here. So I can either put a client in here. So let's say, for example, I'm running a Facebook ad and I get someone's information in Colombia and I want to send them out as a referral immediately. I could put that person's info in here, and once I save it, it'll actually add that person to my command database. Or I can find someone from my command database. So let's say Harry Potter, for example. Client's address, desired location, Columbia, South Carolina. That's Columbia City. Perfect. Phone number, email address, and then a timeline of basically when will they be buying, and if they buy sometime after this timeline, will they won't owe me any commission. So I would say, you know, make it at least a year. So let's say end of December 2021. And then I can send. I'm not going to send it because it's not a real referral, but that's how I would send for a buyer. If I click seller, some of this client information does change a little bit. So something to keep in mind. And now we're going to get back to Scott's question about potentially sending a referral to someone that's not in your network. So if I go to the map, and again, I'm looking for somebody for Columbia, South Carolina. So I'm going to go over here to Columbia, start zooming in. Now, if you get to this part of the page and you're like, where are all the dots? Where are all the people? You just need to keep zooming. Zoom, zoom. And then as this loads, those people will pop up. So again, these are the transactions for that area. There's Columbia. Now, if I want to send out a referral, I could broadcast this referral to everyone covered in this map area. However, that's 298 people, and that's a little more people than the system can handle. So I'm going to keep zooming a little bit. Forest Acres is a nice neighborhood. Maybe I'll zoom in on that. So now I've got 211, 208. That's still a little too much. 127, still a little too much. Keep zooming. I think actually, if I zoom out, but then I apply some filters. So let's say I only want people that specialize in luxury, and I want them to have closed at least 8 units. Nobody in this area. Not a very luxury area. Maybe I'll take the luxury filter off. There we go. So now, even though I'm on a wider screen, I haven't zoomed in quite as close, my people that I have narrowed down to is only 37 now. So now I actually can send that referral, broadcast it. So if I click broadcast referral, it'll have my name here. But my recommendation is to not show your identity if you're going to broadcast a referral. And the reason for that is, I mean, it's up to you. It's definitely a personal preference. But if I'm going to send a referral out to 37 people, there's going to be 36 agents that may see that referral and not receive it. Like, they're not going to see my client's information, but they will receive my information. And I don't really want 36 agents calling me and telling me why I should have given that referral to them. So I'd rather keep my identity to myself when I send that referral out. I can do, if I'm going to broadcast, I'll probably do a short deadline, because I'm like, you guys need to be on it. Let's say 10 hours. Like, you got to tell me today if you're going to be able to do this for me. Buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, etc. I can change all of that stuff here. I can add a price minimum and maximum. I can write them a message. And then, just so you know, this information about your client, when you broadcast a referral, is going to be kept private until that referral is accepted by one person. So only one person is seeing your client's information. Now, when you send a referral to just one agent, they're going to get that information automatically. However, if you're broadcasting it, it's going to be withheld until they accept it. So this is, again, I can select a client from my database, or I can create a new client. And then whether I'm selecting someone from my database or creating a new client, this is where I would send that broadcast. And that referral opportunity would go out to 37 people. So that is one way, Scott, that you could send it out to people that are not in your network. I could also send, like, JT Livingston here from the JT Livingston group. Obviously does a lot of business in this area. I can add him to my network, but I can also just straight up send him a referral without adding him to my network. I think there's some benefits to him being in my network, because I want us to be connected. So I'm more likely to be someone that he chooses if there was a referral for him to send my way. But I do not have to add him to my network in order to send him a referral. And this is how you would do that. Now, if someone works at another company in another city, like, let's say I wanted to send a referral to an agent, I'm trying to think of another brokerage. I do actually have a good friend that's a real estate agent in South Carolina that does not work for Keller Williams. So if I was going to send a referral to them, I would find a referral fee or a referral form from the Northwest MLS. And since this is a referral class, I will go ahead and show you guys where you can find that too. You guys all have access to the Northwest MLS. So you can come in here, go to Express Forms. I believe it's Form 11 is the referral form. So you can search for that. Yeah, referral agreement. Or let's say I didn't know off the top of my head that it was Form 11. Instead of searching through all of these things, I could just do a search on my page and type referral, and then that would pop up. But it is Form 11. So I can click that and it'll automatically download it. And then let me see here. New share. So this is actually what that form looks like. So then I would fill this out in Transaction Desk and I would send it to them. When I've done this in the past, I will often leave the prospect information blank and then just put on here like contact information to be sent, or I'll put their name because that's important, but like contact information to be sent after form is accepted. Does that answer your other question, Scott? I love the questions. Seriously, keep them coming because it's really helpful for me to know what you guys are, what your questions are, so I can answer them. And it's one of the benefits of tuning into these classes live instead of watching the recordings.
Okay, I got another question here.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's Scott. So the referral fee, would that be something that I would put in, or would that be something that they would put in?
So I'm old school in the sense that I would always call the agent first. Especially if I'm using that old MLS form, I would call them first and say, hey, my name's Scott. I'm from Keller Williams, Seattle. Wanted to introduce myself. I've got a client that lives in your area that's looking to buy sometime in the next 12 months. I'd like to send that over to you as a referral for a 25% referral fee. And if they're like, oh, I don't do any referrals for more than a 20% fee or whatever, that would be unlikely because 25%, like I said, is pretty industry standards. And that's something that you guys can negotiate. The same thing as the commission percentage on each transaction, it's always negotiable, but you're the one that essentially gets to set it because you're the one that holds the power in the sense that you have the contact information. And if they don't want to pay you the amount that you want to receive, then you can find someone else that can do that. Send it to another person. But it's also the same thing. Like if you want to really rip someone off and give them and say, I want 50% of that commission and you take 50%, then you also want the transaction to close. So if they're only working for half their commission, they might not be working as hard for your client or for your friend. So that's why I think 25% is pretty industry standard and pretty fair, but it's always negotiable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's perfect, actually. Yeah,
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically referrals. We did a broadcast referral. We did sending referrals to individual agents. Does anyone have any final questions before we end the call today? All right. Well, thank you so much.
I just want to thank you, Kara. This was really, really helpful. I know that I'll be building my referral network just so that, you know, I'll be the point of person for people. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's an underutilized opportunity that we all have at Keller Williams. I think more agent to agent referrals happens within our company than any other real estate company. So, you know, get your piece of that pie and get out there and put yourself in front of these other agents that are working in other cities. And I think, you know, like I showed you guys before with that referral patterns page, this is really great information where you can also position yourself as a market expert when you're talking to people about your city that you live and you work in, and you already know where people are coming from, where people are going to, etc. It just adds another piece of knowledge that you can have to pull from. So, well, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate, like I said, I really appreciate you guys joining, and we'll see you next week. Sarah, what are you covering?
I am covering, we're going to be going over smart plans and campaigns on how to stay in contact with your sphere during the holidays. So it's going to be very much geared towards reaching out to your sphere during the holidays so that, you know, you're just saying hello and keeping up with your database.
Love it. All right. Thank you, you guys. Take care.